Hey everybody, it's Trigger-Bar Philosopher. Welcome back out to the channel. Today we got another great episode in our long series on 380 ACP testing. Today we're going to be taking yet another look at some ammunition from Precision One. This time it's their Plus P ammo 90 grain XTP and our Bodyguard 2.0. Should be a good time. Let's get to shooting. Okay, before we get full on freak out, and I know some of you guys are definitely not even going to listen to this video before you're putting it into the comments, but by chance you listen to the first 30 seconds, yes, I know, this is Plus P ammunition. What does that mean? There is no standard for Plus P, there's no SAAMI spec for it, and the Bodyguard 2.0 in their manual clearly states do not shoot Plus P ammunition in their firearm for 380 ACP. Why? Because, yet again, there is no standard. So what is Plus P to one ammunition company, maybe Plus P to another, maybe overpressured to another ammunition company. I know. Now, for me personally, I don't always choose to shoot Plus P ammunition, but I'm doing ammunition testing out of this Bodyguard for the rest of YouTube, so I am using Plus P ammunition because there are some folks who choose to use it. Why would they choose to use it? Because it's not going to result in a catastrophic failure of their firearm. What it's going to do is it's going to make their parts wear out faster. For example, this one is a good case in point. The advertised projectile is an XTP projectile. It's from Hornady. Oh, that's just like the round that Underwood uses. That's just like the round that Hornady uses. Okay, well, what does Plus P mean to them? They advertise on their box 975 feet per second velocity out of this ammunition. Their standard pressure one is 925 feet per second. We're talking about 50 feet per second difference. That's not a whole hill of beans more. And in fact, that 50 feet per second is what Underwood advertises for their standard pressure ammunition. So what's standard pressure for Precision One? Maybe not for others. Now, you could argue, and I have heard arguments, that Underwood doesn't do a good job of measuring pressure in their rounds, so what do they even really know? I don't know. But for me, this isn't very far outside the spec, if it's outside the spec at all for standard pressure. And in fact, out of this Bodyguard 2.0, I suspect we won't even get that velocity. Why would I even do that? Well, 380 ACP is typically considered underpowered. And so it often doesn't get enough velocity to get expansion. So many people are interested in just a little bit pushing those rounds just a little bit further so they can get into the realm of something that is going to be acceptable. And so we tested this Precision One ammunition. Sorry, it's cold out here, so my words are starting to slur. We've tested this before and it didn't get enough velocity to expand. I suspect with the Plus P version, just going a little bit faster, we will get that expansion. That's what I'm expecting today because the Hornady XTP bullet does fantastic out of Underwood's rounds. This should line up very close with what our Underwood rounds, but the deal is Precision One is a lot cheaper. You get these 50 round boxes almost for the same price. You get the 20 round boxes from Underwood. So that would be interesting for us to see. So bear with me. If you don't like it, if you don't want to shoot Plus P in your gun, don't shoot Plus P in your gun. I'm not recommending you shoot Plus P in your gun. I'm doing this test. Some people in the channel, members, wanted to see this tested, so I am going to test it today. If you don't like that, you can leave now. Okay, for the rest of us, let's get to shooting this. Let's get to testing it. One thing you will notice is that I just got this back from Monsoon Tactical. It has the optic cut. This isn't the Viridian optic that sits in the dovetail mount of the Bodyguard 2.0, but this is an actual optic cut out of the slide, and I have a HoloSun 507K on it. This is my first shots with it, so I'm super excited to have my original Bodyguard 2.0 back and up for testing on the channel. So should be a good time. Let's get to shooting. All right, this is our test setup today. 2 layers of denim, 2 layers of t-shirt, 2 inches of clear ballistic gel, 1/4 inch of medium density fiberboard, and a whole bunch of clear ballistics. Very similar setup to Gun SAAM. There are some key differences. We only use 2 inches of clear ballistic gel before you hit the medium density fiberboard. Medium density fiberboard has similar bone density, similar hardness as bone, and similar water density as bone. It could be a rib simulation, as Gun SAAM says. I actually think that it's just a good test to stick in there to see if our rounds have to hit some kind of barrier, how they do going through the clothing, and a little bit of barrier like bone, and then into our clear ballistic gelatin. We'll shoot 1 round that way. We'll shoot another round with none of that stuff on it to just see how it performs in clear ballistic gelatin in case you have a naked attacker coming at you. All right, that's our setup. Let's get shooting. Okay, we have the 90 grain projectile from the Precision One, their XTP bullet. It's their Plus P. Let's see how it does into the ballistic gel. All right, let's go see if we captured it. Okay, well that actually did pretty well. We caught it in the block, but I forgot to turn on the slow motion camera. And since this is a new round and I really want to make sure it works, we're gonna do it one more time. This time I'll turn on the slow motion camera. All right, probably didn't see it any better because it's behind, almost exactly behind the other one, but let's go down and check it out. And I'm not catching anything on the chronograph. There's too many shadows right now. We'll have to test the velocities of this ammunition after we're done with the gel test. All right, well, let's take a look at the results. This is really pretty interesting. The first round that we shot, we got great performance. It expanded, did everything that it's supposed to do. The second one, it didn't expand, or almost didn't expand. So why don't we just take a quick little look at this? And this is one of the challenges that you are gonna get with these hollow points in 380 ACP. Sometimes they expand, sometimes they don't expand. Again, came through our 2 inches of gel and our different types of ammunition. And look, it looks like it did definitely get caught up in the hollow point. So this is the first one. It was expanding and, sorry, did get caught up in the clothing and didn't expand. We can see already in those first 2 inches that we weren't getting the expansion as it went through. Yes, I did not have a seam. Whoa, knocked my camera back. I did not have a seam. I'm making sure that I don't have seams in my clothing. That's just part of the improvements of the testing. Take a look at the block. You can just see different angles of it as we move it around. It's hard to see the two sides of it. But really what we get with that first one is we get just very minimal expansion, and then we get some tumbling partway through it. Let me pull these out real quick. And we see okay expansion with that first one. It's getting some expansion. And we'll pull out this other one. These are our 2 bullets. You can see the one just didn't expand very much. But I'll tell you what, again, this will do a lot more damage than you would get with a flat nose, because that cup in there is going to be doing a lot more damage and disruption in the tissue. And that's probably also what caused it to tumble. So, yep, kind of your guess is going to be between these 2 rounds. Let's do one into just the gel. We're going to shoot just into our bare naked gel. Turn on the slow motion camera and see if we can get a shot into it. All right, let's go down, check it out. Let's take a look and see what this bullet did. See, we got very nice expansion, came in here, landed out at the 12.5 inch mark in the bare naked gelatin. Again, that's getting sufficient penetration, very consistent with what we're getting with the other Underwood rounds. I think it's a good performer. Let me dig that out and we'll take a look at it. Okay, and taking a look at that round, yep, got pretty good expansion from that bullet. Take a look at the other tube for comparison. Again, something weird happened when it hit that medium density fiberboard in the other shot. And then this is our round that didn't expand. So those are our rounds here. Okay, I forgot to show this originally when with our first round that we shot into with all the clear ballistic gel and everything, it went out to 13.5 inches and bounced back and landed at about 11.5 inches. The second shot went all the way out to 17.5 inches. So sorry for not including that. Okay, well, we weren't able to get any velocity readings when we shot into the ballistic gel. So I've got my Garmin 0C1 out, and we are going to see if we can get some readings on it. Here we go. Oh, that is going to give us some very interesting information from this and maybe tell us why we didn't get expansion on one of those rounds. So for our session summary today, we got a min of 856 and an average of 905. That's actually less than our Underwood was giving us. Our standard pressure Underwood was giving us around 950, 960. This is less than what the Underwood standard pressure is doing. So I don't really consider this plus P ammunition. I don't know, it is cold out, it's 32 degrees. When I compared when I shot the Underwood XTP in cold temp versus warmer temperatures, I didn't see any significant statistical difference in the values that we're getting. That could be, but when you get colder temperatures, depending on what powder you're doing, it may be more temperature sensitive. That could be what we're seeing here. But we saw a min of 856, a max of 951. It's almost 100 feet per second difference. And a standard deviation of 31 and an average kinetic energy of 164. So unfortunately, I'm not seeing the reliability out of this round in terms of consistency and loading at the velocities that I would expect to see it. Again, could be the cold temperatures that are out here. Don't know. But with that said, let's move on to some accuracy portion, or at least seeing what these rounds do on paper. Okay, we are only about 5 yards from our target. We're going to test and see how this ammunition shoots with this gun. Now, usually I'd like to say is it's good to see how the various ammunition shoots out of my gun. Sometimes with my iron sights, you'd see ammunition go up and to the left, low and to the right, up and to the right, low and to the left, or dead on center. I now have a red dot on that, so this ammunition isn't really going to give us that information. What we're going to see is, are these bullets tumbling as they're going down range? Are there weird flyers that are flying off, and maybe there's something with the bullet construction in the barrel that just don't jive? So we're going to test that out now and see how well we can shoot it at a practical distance, which I believe is 5 yards for a 380 ACP gun. Here we go. All right, let's go down, check it out. Okay, this is the group that we just shot. Curiously, we had 1, 2, 3, and then I think we had 2 go up here into that shot hole. So it's kind of curious to me that we had this one flyer. I think that could be that if we have 100 feet per second difference, we could see some rounds starting to deviate from where they should be, or it could just be the loose nut behind the gun. Here's a look at the 2 boxes of ammo. This is the standard pressure version, and over here is the plus P version. One kind of thought that I just wanted to add here at the end is I wonder if they screwed up the labels and what they sent me was actually standard pressure, because again, this should be doing 975. The standard pressure should be doing 925, and we got much closer to the 925. Don't know. Okay, in summary, let's wrap up for what we saw with the Precision 1 plus P ammunition. I'd love to say that this is a fantastic ammunition, but it just didn't perform. We saw pretty big spectrums in shots differences. That could be temperature insensitivity with the sensitivity with the round, but in other testing of other rounds, they shouldn't be that sensitive, and if that powder that they're using is that sensitive, that's probably something that should be looked at. I was a little disappointed. I was expecting better results from this today. This performed more like what we saw out of the standard pressure, although the standard pressure, we didn't get any expansion at all with it. So let me know what you guys think. Is it temperature sensitivity? Is it just the issue with how they're loading the rounds? Please put it in the comments below. I am pretty excited about the new optic cut on the Bodyguard 2.0. What do you guys think about that? Are you excited about that new Viridian optic that comes with a dovetail mount and allows for a very low sitting optic on top of your Bodyguard 2.0? Or you're like, nah, I really want something that's real slim on the top because I'm going to pocket carry this. Candidly, I have no plans really to make a change with my carry comp version of my Bodyguard because I like how it sits in my pocket without an optic on it. So let me know what you guys think though. Okay, well, hopefully this video was informational and you found somewhat entertaining. Hope everyone has a good week. Let's get to shooting.
From pistols to rifles, we'll take on the best. Reviewing each weapon, put them to the test. With revolvers and shotguns, we'll break it all down. The Second Amendment protects from the crown. Living for free.